What has to go right? What has to happen for Brady to win a championship in Tampa?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, Greeny, Tampa Bay has to protect him and not just keep him from getting sacked. They have to keep him from getting pressured. Look, when you look at his 2019 season, Tom only completed 32% of his passes when he was being pressured, which really throws him off. And they can't have him just completing 32%. That's not going to be how he is going to excel. They need to go ahead and make sure from inside out, from center to guard in particular, he stays protected and he stays clean in the pocket so they can exploit the middle of the field with the tight ends that they have and the way they are set up offensively. They have three tight ends that are very good. Obviously, Rob Gronkowski is going to go to the Hall of Fame. Cam Brayton and O.J. Howard, who are already on the roster, are two very good young tight ends. So they need to keep Tom comfortable. The running game has to improve, and so he can then be at his maximum efficiency. If they don't do that, if you see Tom getting pressured at the same rate he was being pressured in New England, it's going to fall apart for them offensively. And just remember this now. They're going to have to do all of this without having any kind of off season, and he's going to have to get on the same page with this offense and on the same page with Bruce Arians very quickly once organized team activities start up again. So there's a lot on his plate. And I would caution us all to temper expectations for the Tampa Bay Bucs for sure.
Yeah, and of course, he's older than any of the guys that we talked about in that piece at this particular time. He'll be 43 years old when the season begins. So, Field, what do the numbers suggest about how long a window we're talking about here? I mean, what has the decline really been in your mind? And so are we looking at 1 year, 2 years? Could it be more than that for Brady's window to try and win this championship in Tampa?
Well, Greeny, he has been very public with his desire to play until the age of 45, which would mean 3 more seasons if he plays through that age 45 season. The contract right now with Tampa Bay was a 2-year deal. But remember, at the end of that deal, there was a provision that prevented the Buccaneers from using a franchise tag on Tom Brady after these 2 seasons, which would indicate, at least to me, that there is interest in fulfilling that stated goal of playing to the age of 45. In terms of the reality of that, Greeny, I think what Lewis mentioned with the pressure is important, is that there might have been a time earlier on in his career where Tom Brady eluded pressure more succinctly and was able to fire away with even more duress upon him, but very few of the physical skills have truly waned from Tom Brady. So I think the idea of playing till 45, provided there are 5 layers of protection, is certainly within reach for Tom, and you know he's going to be incredibly motivated to continue to prove people wrong, despite the fact that he has 6 rings.
How about the eye test, Bobby? Does he have enough left to carry a team to a championship?
I think he does. And going back and watching him play last season, 2 years ago, people say he doesn't push the ball down the field anymore. That's not really how their offense was set up. They were dinking and dunking. I remember a shot he threw to Cordell Patterson late in the season in 2018. He pushed the ball down the field. He throws a strike right down the middle, about 40 yards. And they're saying that his arm was gone. If you protect the guy, if you keep him healthy, he's going to be able to continue to do this and play at a high level. The reality is, as guys get older, they don't like to get hit. When you're 50, it feels a lot worse getting out of bed than it does when you're 20. And so that's the other piece. And then the last piece, and Lewis kind of alluded to it, the emergence of the inside receiving weapons, whether that's a tight end or whether that's a slot receiver. You look at what he did with Troy Brown, Danny Amendola, Wes Welker, and then you have the tight ends, Rob Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez. I think O.J. Howard and the emergence of a slot weapon are going to be critical for this team for Tom if he's going to want to be able to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah, right now he's got 3 tight ends to work with there in Tampa. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.